Asmongold versus Hasan is finally starting. Then I'm not gonna lie, man. Asmon gave Hasan a lot of outs, but I feel like ever since Ethan has absolutely destroyed the mental of Hasanabi, it has gotten worse and worse and worse for him, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, bro was letting the leader of Vape Nash just fucking rip his mental apart. It actually is very sad because Hasan could have won. One fat little weird looking Jewish guy is just absolutely obliterating Hasan.
Is that Twitch has two different forms of punishment, right? Where Twitch streamers that embody certain political values are not being punished at the same ratio that an average person would be punished.
This is what happened.
Oh yeah, I want to make this very clear. Hasan called for the death of a senator, got banned for a day. Asmon said that a race was inferior to his own and got banned for 2 weeks. When Asmon got banned, he was remorse, apologized deeply, and changed the way he presents his content. Hasan doubled down and said, Twitch, you're retarded. I've seen a VTuber get banned for a week for showing too much hips. You know what I'm saying? He said culture, not race. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, culture was inferior. Yeah, 100%. That's right. I was thinking about going into World of Warcraft and making a guild called Inferior Culture. I forgot that I made that joke before.
You don't kill every single slave owner after slavery. We would have socialism at this point if someone just went out of their way and...
Is this guy banned? Did they ban him?
Nope.
Let me see if they did.
Hello?
30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear.
Holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
It's like you
What a fucking bitch, dude. Honestly, to be like, oh, threatening violence against an elected official. I'm sorry, I'm a goddamn American. I'm a goddamn red-blooded American. That is my...
That guy is one of the biggest retards I've ever seen in my whole life. I'm an American. I should be allowed to call for the death of elected government officials. Like, these are people who go live and actually think that people give a fuck about their opinion. It is actually embarrassing as shit. Like, good God, bro. These people are so dumb.
My right. The tree of tyranny.
You know what? Maybe I should try it. You think I would get banned if I did it, guys? You know, I'm a red-blooded American. Do you think I would get banned if I called for the death of all... Okay, I'm not going to even finish that sentence because I actually have common sense. Because I know that there are extreme people on this platform who would actually consider it. I think these people are so fucking dumb, it's insane. Although I could use a vacation. I'll be real, man. Getting banned for a day does nothing. Getting banned for 3 days does nothing. If you're not banning these streamers for at least a month, you have affected them zero. I think Twitch is a fucking joke and they need to ban longer 100%.
Liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants, or whatever, however it goes. The tree of liberty must be watered with the blood of tyrants every now and then, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Would you tell that joke about Donald Trump?
Again, yes, I would.
Then do it. I mean, you know, again, the simplest answer, in my opinion, is most often the correct one. The reason why people like Hasan get unbanned very quickly and they don't get punished as much as other people
is because Twitch agrees.
People do. And again, like, if they're acknowledging that he did this...
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
Twitch's moderation and Twitch's team, I think, is compromised. I think that they're biased, and I think that they don't have any principles at all other than responding to controversies.
Been saying that for fucking months. The very unbalanced level of punishment towards specific content creators of one side compared to the very lackadaisical, oh, we didn't notice that these people said this, we'll only ban them once the media picks up, is a fucking joke. I want to remind you guys of how much shit I got from when Denims, this is a real thing that happened, by the way. So Denims goes live on stream and starts shit-talking my father who served in the military for 44 years, and claimed that he was feigning stories about his PTSD and laughing on a very traumatic story I told about my father, right? And it's a little bit insensitive, right? So what do? She's insensitive to me. What do? I make a joke because the chick has a fucking OnlyFans where I say her OnlyFans is her only good content. She tries to call me a sexual harasser. This is how retarded these people are. Bro, I'm sorry, man. If you don't understand that when you open an OnlyFans, you are sexualizing yourself, I'm sorry that you're that retarded, but maybe that's why you made an OnlyFans to begin with. Because you can't fucking hack it in the real world. It's pathetic. These people are so fucking dumb, it's crazy. It is actually insane.
Other than that, they won't.
I think Asmongold is
he made a whole video about this. There were like a couple of things that he brought up about me. Another big issue that a lot of these people have is that they think that the reason that they get banned and the reason that they get in trouble is because of somebody else, right?
Yeah, I mean, when Hasan got banned, he didn't say, "Oh, well, I fucked up." No, he said, "Oh, yeah, it's because of Asmon and Destiny. Yeah, I should have been a little bit more polite." Just say that you fucked up.
It's my fault. It's Ethan's fault. The fact is that sometimes people are just victims of their own bad decision making, right?
I think Asmongold is covering this because he wants Twitch to see it. He's done this a couple times in the past couple of weeks. I
mean this genuinely. If Hasan was bald, he would lose 80% of his viewers.
understand. We are ideological.
I think that that is partially true. And I think that Hasan should look at the bigger picture and see the problem of allowing extremism on the website and how dangerous that's going to be for the website as a whole. My opinion is that if they don't tone down extremism, what will happen eventually is that there will be an extremist event. That extremist event will cause Twitch to tighten up their policies and remove content that both he and I do. And if he can't see that writing on the wall, I think that he should pay better attention.
I absolutely agree. I also have another hot take. I think if your main content is political content, I think that shit's gay as fuck. Yep, I think it's absolutely fine to talk about politics on the internet, but when that's all you do, that shit is gay as fuck. Straight up. Dip your toes into it every now and then when shit's important, but like just yapping about that shit nonstop, like bro, it's a fucking gaming website, man. Like, it's so lame. It's so fucking lame.
Asmongold and I disagree vehemently on a lot of issues, all the way from the history of Nazi Germany down to the fact that immigrants are not actually contributing to the American crime rates in the way that the Republican administration presents it.
How in the fuck would you figure that someone came into the country illegally wouldn't be doing more shit illegally? It's just probable cause at that point. If one person is willing to commit one crime, they are more likely to commit another crime. The logic loopholes that you have to be willing to backflip through to not understand that simple fact is just insane.
Way that they present it, but they are contributing to crime rates because they're here illegally. And also, it's not immigrants, it is illegal aliens, which are two different things. This is, again, Absolutely. It's a deliberate misunderstanding, a deliberate misinterpretation. Same as we disagree about the history of Nazi Germany, the implication of that, right? A lot of implications.
It's like when Hasan does this verbiage of, this news source claimed that I said this, then plays a clip of him saying exactly this. Why don't I just show you another example of how intellectually dishonest Hasan is with the way that he communicates to his audience? I'll just pull it up. It's in almost every single time that he talks, he does this. This should actually piss me the fuck off. Let's pull this up.
Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott at FBI. This got 17,000 likes. It was on TikTok. I said libs of TikTok, of course, posted about it. Here is what libs of TikTok claimed.
Listen to this. Listen to this verbiage. Listen to this verbiage.
TikTok, of course, posted about it. Here is what libs of TikTok claimed I was saying. Hasan Parker just called.
Listen to what libs of TikTok claimed that I said. If you cared about Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. Now let's go to the clip of where you hear what he says.
Look at this clip really quickly.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid, just in fraud alone. No.
If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
The quote is directly accurate 1-to-1, but using the verbiage of this is what they claimed I did to already plant the seeds that there's any dishonesty by the news article is a fucking joke. And when you are so hell-bent on discrediting every single source besides your own, it's not really a good look when you go that far, when it's right in front of you, when it's just, this guy is claiming I did this, plays a video of him doing exactly that. But planting the seed that just wait until you hear my side for everything is fucking insane. And I understand why that's a big deal. There are a lot of content creators who get a lot of shit for things they didn't do. Absolutely. I am a great example of that. But the problem is when bad actors like Hasan want to pretend like they're one of them, who also get a bad reputation for no fucking reason, then it makes people like myself have an even harder time at clearing all of the actual fake news about myself. It's insane because the parallels are there, but one's a victim, one's not. It's so bad.
Implications here. We love implications.
They're not destroying our culture in the way that Asmongold approaches the subject
I've
matter.
never said it that way, by the way.
There's plenty of disagreements there, and I think that he's doing this deliberately. I will say.
So what Hasan is going to do is he doesn't, once again, this is the truth for all of these, and I mean this genuinely. What's the white guy's name with the brown hair? I don't fucking know. Denims, Frog, and Hasan, they truly don't give a fuck what the truth is. The only thing they care about is making everybody else look worse than them. That's all they do for every video. It doesn't matter what reality is. I mean, shit, bro. Dude. I have Denims going live every day calling me a fucking rapist. And then later in the same stream, she says, oh, well, this is someone I like, so don't go in on their allegations. She does not care. They don't care what the truth is at all. They're just willing to make everybody who is seen as going against them look as bad as possible. Sewer ass, dude, I have no interest in pursuing someone in a lawsuit that can cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars and 2.5 years of my life. Let's be real. If I were to go and be like, here's the bill of that Denims was lying. Sweet, I got it 2.5 years after the narrative was fucking set. And the clearance will always be a lot quieter than the actual declaration of war. Because they know they can damage you as hard as possible before you can have any opportunity to clear your name.
Say, in an effort to, shit stir.
Well, every video that I make and everything that you show on your stream, including this here, is done deliberately. Obviously, that's the case.
Try to get me banned, which worked.
The clip's too short. Maybe it's out of context.
And let's be real. Let's not act like getting banned for 24 hours is a big fucking deal. All it did was get everybody talking about the guy. Let's go pull up some fucking analytics here real quick. Oh, look at this. Hasan, average viewership, 36,000 viewers. Bro got banned. Boo-hoo. Let's see how hard it negatively affected him. Oh, yeah, he had a return stream with 75,000 people and 3,000 follows, a.k.a. the best stream he's had in 2 months. Twitch, your punishment system is a fucking joke. You are rewarding people for bad behavior rather than actually punishing anybody. The people who run your company, you are retarded if you don't get that. If you're not going to ban people for longer than a day, then don't bother, because all you're doing is helping them. You're rewarding bad actors.
Context? I hope so. I definitely do. Hopefully it's out of context. How are you gonna...
Now, once he said this, does Asmongold go back and seek out the context? No, yes. He doesn't.
Yeah, he did.
Instead, he follows through, basically packaging this as a... If you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud...
This is, by the way, the clip of me watching the context.
You would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part...
It's just, dude, he's such a fucking liar, bro. His victim complex is out of fucking control, bro.
Of the Republican Party is because he, to this day, is still...
Yeah, this is the video of me watching.
Also known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history.
Yes.
Oh, God. What are we doing? What is this, bro? Are you kidding me? So the context makes it worse.
It's disappointing to see him. I did look at the context. There's a video of me looking at the context. The context makes it worse. I don't know what he's doing. Would you...
Once again, you know what he's doing, and I don't know why Asmongold won't say it. I always get very confused why Asmon goes so easy on Hasan. I don't want to assume anything, but he's just doing it because he wants to character assassinate anybody who is his competition. That's it. Anybody who's not Hasan, you cannot trust. That's the narrative he wants to go with. His opinion is the only right opinion. He's the only person who knows, and the only people who'll promote are the people who he agrees with. That's it. Why do you think him and Ethan never got on call? Why do you think he never watched the content nuke? Because he will never risk showing his audience anything that goes against him whatsoever.
You tell that joke about Donald Trump?
I think people would tell way crazier jokes about Donald Trump, and people have told way crazier jokes about Donald Trump.
He's right. People, but not you. And there's a reason for that, and you know that reason. Everybody knows that reason.
Because when he continues to be charitable and Hasan doesn't, he will end up on the right side of it. I mean, to be honest, that's a great point.
And that reason is why you got in trouble. You're absolutely right that, yes, there are other people on the internet that say crazy stuff too. That's absolutely true. I think he's right. And again, you don't actually think this isn't a call to violence. What you think is that it's not a big deal.
My statement was hyperbolic.
And also, did he ever delete that tweet, the makeshift gun that they used to kill Shinzo Abe? Twitter made him delete it. Right, okay, so it's a pattern of behavior.
But the intention of it was not a call to violence directly against a sitting senator, but instead was to show the...
That's good, but it did sound like that. It sounded exactly like a call to violence. Like, if you read the chat after that, I would say that a lot of people were probably thinking the exact same thing. That's what they were typing in his chat at the same time.
The hypocrisy of the Republican Party in terms of how little they truly care about Medicare and Medicaid fraud, because that happened.
I think it's such a poor excuse that, oh, my language was a bit too hyperbolic. Just shut the fuck up and just say that's how you felt. Like, good God. Just say, and it's so easy, and I hate this, because like I don't want to sit here and have any hostility or hatred towards a content who I'm never going to interact with. But it's like, just own up to your mistakes and say that you fucked up. Because all of the evidence is right in front of you. It hasn't been tampered with. It's a video right in front of you. The context was also gathered. Just say you fucked up, you're getting too extreme politically, and that you need to chill out, and then bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go.
At the point of the provider.
He brings up a great point, and I think he's right about this. But the issue is that you're muddying the waters, and you're damaging your own argument, and you're making yourself seem like an extremist when you're calling for killing people, when you actually have fundamentally a strong argument and a good policy position. And the ironic thing about this is that I remember I saw Hasan's interview with CNN, and Hasan even said what do Democrats need to do to get people back, and he said, have good policies. It's about how you're communicating it in a way that's hostile.
Obviously, I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership.
Okay, there you go. All right, problem solved. Yep, he agrees.
That I must take. Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said
He didn't say Mike Johnson. He said you should.
There's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone. No.
That fraud is not coming from individuals, it's coming from providers. They're not tackling providers. They're not actually going after like false billing. They are trying to cut recipients, okay? It is not happening at the point of recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott.
And the emphasis that he put on that is so bad, bro. How many different instances of Hasan using disingenuous language can you find in the span of 30 seconds? It's fucking nuts. Guys, I think we can also all agree. I've never really had a big issue with Hasan. I think I've given him the benefit of the doubt for years. Every single time it's brought up, and he's been brought up to me quite a lot. You know, I was down to have him on my podcast back in the day. And I will admit at game day, I was kind of being a massive dickhead to him. I will admit, at game day, I was being a massive fucking dickhead to him. Absolutely. And I could tell he took pot shots at me. I took pot shots at him. Absolutely fine. Right? I even went out and bought MAGA hats for everybody on my team to wear just to fuck with them. Right? But that's who I am. And the entire time I was kind of, you know, every single time he would take a shot at the basketball, I was shit disturbing him a little bit. But that's just who I am. I'm okay to get flack for that. I absolutely was fucking with him. But I think I've been at least fair with him and not going after his character. I just like making fun of him. But now it's like ever since Ethan has been in his head, he's become so much worse. It's insane. It's one of two things. It's either Ethan is entirely in his head or Ethan is doing an excellent job of bringing to light how much fucked up shit this guy's done. It's fucking bad, bro. It's so bad.
Okay.
And I think that that's what was communicated to the audience, because the audience was spamming things like Luigi.
Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be.
Right, which is fair. And I think that if he had said that, by the way, there would have never been any controversy about this.
Sure,
the
absolutely,
difference is about advocating for vigilante justice versus advocating for a criminal process. I actually have the same opinion, is that the people that run companies like this should face personal charges. I just don't think you should advocate to kill them. And I try not to go too super hard on it. I'll link you guys the video real quick before I get into it. And
he's linking the Ethan Klein video to his audience because, to show support.
Yeah, there's the video. It's the Ethan video.
Perhaps this is the reason why Ethan Klein doesn't talk about Asmongold and his apologia for certain regimes of the past.
Which one?
Just let me intervene for one singular moment, because my brain is melting. The assumption is that Asmon is linking H3's video to his chat because he's collaborating with Ethan Klein to take down Hasan.
And he's linking the Ethan Klein video.
I mean this genuinely as a guy who has known Asmongold for now nearly 4 years, as a colleague and a friend, as well as a guy who's watched Asmon since I was probably in college. That's just not what Asmon does at all. He's not going to collaborate with any CC ever to try to take someone else down. Here's the one example of anything adjacent to that. Maybe 2-3 years ago, there was a channel called Fextra Life that was actively harming the platform. So he asked me one question: what do you know about viewbotting? I said, I have no idea. I'll research it and I'll let you know what I figure out in the next 2 weeks. He said, okay. We both do our research. We try to figure out how viewbotting works. That's about it. Other than that, Asmon's not a guy to conspire to take someone down. He doesn't care. He just doesn't. You can tell that he doesn't care by the state of his fucking room, the state of his life, the state of his hairline. I mean, the guy's 48 years old, and his biggest accomplishment in life is that he got carried to Gladiator in World of Warcraft. Oh, and by the way, I found Asmon's World of Warcraft logs. We'll be going over those soon, and we'll be comparing them to mine. That's going to be some good-ass content, man. I can't wait.
To his audience, because, you know.
Newsflash. That's what good reaction channels should always do, but I'm sure you wouldn't know anything about that.
Link the video. There's the video. I'll link the video again. This is so funny. I'll link the video. I'm going to link the video again. Oh, let me link the video. I'll link the video, guys. Give him a like. Give him a sub if you like the video.
Oh, I almost forgot. He also pretty much called Asmon a Nazi, but I'll let my employee handle that. Back to you, Baldy.
Yep.
Ethan, who really cares about anti-Semitism, of course.
This is it's another, and the obvious implication is that I am a Nazi apologist, right? That's clearly what he's implying. Obviously, you can't say that, because if you say
the three most overused, misunderstood terms on the internet: Nazi, pedophile, grifter. You know what's crazy? You want to know why you never hear me call somebody a Nazi, guys? Because I barely even know what it means. My extent of my knowledge of Nazis are those zombies that I shot in Call of Duty. That's pretty much it. Way too many people are calling people Nazis, especially people who don't even know what the word means. Some guy doesn't tip at a waiter or at a fast food restaurant. Ah, man, this guy's a fucking Nazi. I don't know about that, dude. I'm pretty damn sure Kanye West is a Nazi. Yeah, that's what he says. I'm gonna trust the guy's word here.
Say that, it sounds insane and retarded. So the only thing that you can do is imply that and hope.
Oh my God, he said the word retarded.
That the schizos that watch the video will get the message.
That's why he constantly comes after me, someone he knows has a long track record alongside him at times, attacking anti-Semites and explaining to people what famous dog whistles are. And
okay, I have a hot take. I think Hasan is a very attractive looking dude. But if Hasan was bald, with the way that he perks his lips, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of the Master of Disguise character. This is what Hasan would look like if he shaved his face. And I can't not see it. Look at his mouth. Do you see it?
Times attacking anti-Semites and explaining to people what famous dog whistles are and things of that nature. But that'll be for a different day.
People are so...
Dog whistle also. So Hasan does this thing where he likes to use a lot of terms that you have to do 8 hours of research to learn. So dog whistling is essentially what it means is saying something that only the people who you want to know will understand what it is, right? Like, for example, mint picker is a dog whistle for enviosity, right? That way you can talk about who you want to talk about with only the people who you want to hear hearing it. Hence the phrase dog whistling, because a dog whistle is, well, a whistle that only dogs can hear.
So it's ironic that he brings up dog whistle.
Yeah, or the angry cry emoji is a dog whistle for lolicons, yeah.
Because this is exactly, didn't Twitch ban the word Zionist and using that as a slur because his chat was using it as a dog whistle to be anti-Semitic? I feel like we want to talk about dog whistles. I mean, that's a pretty big one, right? I think that's just a whistle. Let's see here. We got one more.
But spends most of his time simply sitting around and reacting to Donald Trump. He is now, officially, by my estimations, a larger right-wing political commentator than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful.
I don't know about that. Now, I love this glaze, right? I mean, if you look at these numbers, let's zoom in and look at these numbers. Wow, wow, those are great numbers. We love those numbers. Wow. Ben Shapiro is infinitely more well-known than I am, right?
Absolutely.
He's been doing this for years. He's been on mainstream media for over 10 years. Just because I'm
It is crazy how jealous Hasan is by liking that shit.
getting more views on YouTube doesn't mean that I'm more popular than somebody. But, okay, that's fine. Let's move on.
Than even the likes of Ben Shapiro. Very successful.
The other thing is, Ben Shapiro got that notoriety and fame in only politics, where Asmon's gotten that from eating fast food at Taco Bell, playing video games, living in a fucking dumpster, and talking about politics. So it doesn't really matter if someone's very big for other things and now they're in politics, right? Versus someone who's built their entire career on politics will be more well-known in politics. It's just such a stretch of the imagination. Anybody with about 40 IQ would understand the massive differential in that.
Successful in this field. His videos reacting to Donald Trump get millions of views, more so than the...
And also, the other thing with Asmongold is, and I firmly believe this, I don't think people are going to Asmongold to get informed. I think they're going there because he makes politics fun. I think he just makes it fun by making jokes. That's pretty much it. I think it's a very different audience on people who consume Hasan's political shit, which is very serious, very straightforward, attempting to inform a very heavily biased left-winged audience, versus Asmon, who's like, oh yeah, dude, why does old man not pop his cooldowns on that speech? Oh, yeah, that was a misplay. Bro must have been lagging. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very different audience. It's a very different entertainment style.
Which, by the way, keep in mind, this was a joke video that was AI made about them fighting.
Yep.
Because Donald Trump, if you look at it here, Donald Trump never actually punched Zelensky on camera.
More so than the Daily Wire could ever dream of. Asmongold also is the largest.
Well, the reason why the videos are so popular because they're not necessarily coming at it from a right-wing perspective. They're coming at it from a nuanced, balanced, reasonable perspective of what I believe to be the average American. And I think that those videos, the reason why they're so popular is that even if people might disagree with the conclusion of them, the video is still respected as an attempt at truth. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people watch the content. That's the reason why a lot of people like it. It's because they like seeing at least some degree of attempt at discourse. It's not because I'm more educated, I know more about it than other people. It's not because I'm funnier. I tell jokes about it, but like at the end of the day, the main reason why is because I do try to think about how people feel and then express it from their perspective. And
that's also something that I learned a lot from Asmon. I think there's a lot of truth to this. I think I changed a lot since the whole ordeal with Atsu, and how going in on somebody without proof is just so wrong to do. And I do think the whole Atsu drama is one of the best things that ever happened to me. I like to learn from my losses. I really do. Even though I absolutely won in that debate, I think there was a lot of small losses I took along the way. And I think I changed a lot of my perspective. And I think it is a lot better to just try to find out what the truth is, which is as much concrete evidence as possible.
And I think that that's a good thing. And
I
that's
think
something that I try.
I think that's a good thing for the internet to adapt. Or adopt.
To have. That's always been the case. So the reason why these videos are extremely popular is because they do appeal to people that are on both sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah.
Just political content creator on Twitch in general. He's the largest political streamer now. He's double my size.
Well, no, he's not a political streamer. He's a fucking variety streamer that does politics. It's way different. It's such a disingenuous statement. Just fucking Jesus Christ. It's been like 2 minutes, and there's been like 18 times he's contradicted himself or just not told the truth.
He's always been double my size, but he's now double my size when it comes to political commentary as well. So
Oh my God. I mean, like,
Bro just screams jealousy. It's fucking insane.
listen, I think you guys are very lucky that I am the most humble and modest streamer. This stuff would probably affect an average person's ego a lot. Doesn't affect me, doesn't bother me. And so,
He loves it.
so I don't even see it this way. I think
He sees it that way.
he's trying to just say this in order to create a narrative of him being the underdog,
He also is very much doing that.
but like farm sympathy.
let's see what the
It's like when Enviosity said that, I'm just a small streamer and Tectone's a bigger streamer than me. Y'all remember that? You want to know why people do that? Let's pull this up here real quick. So during the time of our conflict, which was August 2021, I want to remind you guys that he had 7,256 average viewers when I had 4,100. and I was being told that I was the bigger streamer bullying the smaller streamer. The whole time, oh yeah, he's just bullying a smaller streamer. Just completely fucking bullshit. And now, when you go to it now, you see Enviosity, and he has 300 fucking viewers. I don't bully smaller content creators, but their channels become a lot smaller after they fuck with me because I'll ruin their fucking career by showing their audience the fucking truth. So I don't want to hear none of that bullshit because that shit never happened, brother.
Largest free speech defender had to say. He actually voluntarily brings this up in a YouTube video called "What the fuck is Twitch doing?" YouTube videos from 2 days ago with 1 million views. The first 13 minutes of it is just reacting to the latest Ethan Klein video, who is falsely smearing me as someone who doesn't care about Israeli civilians or whatever, which is obviously incorrect. He packaged that.
I don't know why he thinks that that's such an outlandish thing to say when a group of dead bodies, including children, when they were put on stage, he was laughing at that scene.
Hamas fighters carry the coffins of 4 dead Israeli hostages, 2 of them children, the youngest to have been abducted on October the 7th. On stage, an offensive propaganda message blaming Prime...
Offensive propaganda message? Offensive propaganda message?
So, like, and you got to understand, like, that claimed misconception comes from somewhere, right?
That up with the libs of TikTok video to call for my banning.
It was not just libs of TikTok. I think that this is, again, it's an optics game where you're saying it's libs of TikTok because libs of TikTok is kind of a moron in a lot of cases. And so it's like, well, this person is doing it. And it's about kind of creating it to be a partisan political issue rather than just simply a behavior that's bad. You know, according to Hasan, it's my fault. It's Ethan's fault. It's Destiny's fault. Libs of TikTok's fault. It's everybody's fault except for his. It seems Hasan has very bad faith towards you. People can be bad faith towards me all they want. The fact is that I'm still going to be here doing my thing. And the more that people are bad faith towards me and the more that people are unfair towards me, the more they will alienate average, moderate, and reasonable people.
I mean, you got to understand, it is, and I'm going to try to make this make sense to you guys. Me rooting myself in the truth is the worst and the best thing that I can do. Because the reason why it's good is because I can look at myself in the mirror and I don't need to go live and put on a face. I mean this genuinely. I can't tell you how easy it is to stream when I just go live, tell it how it is, and just be myself. It's very easy. However, the problem is, just in the Austin area, me saying that I don't think Asmon's that bad of a guy, I think Asmon's in fact a good guy, I've actually lost multiple friendships just because of that. That's how crazy people are about this guy, by the way. It's so bad. They think that if you're friends with Asmon that you're like a Nazi. Now, it is insane how crazy people are on this guy for Asmongold. Because even then, me and Asmon have a very loose relationship. Like, our whole friendship is we talk maybe like twice a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, that being said, these days, I kind of keep it really tight. Like, really, really, really tight. I talk to my roommates and so a couple individual. Well, okay, I have like 16 homies that I see pretty damn regularly. But how do I quantify this? I think the perception that the internet has is that like me and Asmon are like best friends. No, we just both have respect for each other. And yeah, I would love to play Monster Hunter with that guy, but it's not like we're going out and eating food. Like, I don't really have that much to gain, to be completely honest. But I just don't want to lie and say Asmon is a horrible human being because that's what the internet wants. It's just kind of ridiculous. That's why there's this narrative going on right now on the internet where I'm being told that I'm a backstabber of the friends that I've associated with. And I mean this genuinely with all of you guys here. Can you guys name a single person I've ever betrayed and backstabbed? Like, who? I think I have a pretty good record of having my friends back, not even friends, my acquaintances back, the moment anything goes wrong with them, bad or not. I've been told that I'll turncoat the moment any allegations come out against anybody. I want to remind you guys, do you know who the only OTK member who went live immediately when Rich, Miz, and Asmon all had career-ending allegations towards them? I want you to guess who it was. It was me. My problem is is that I'm loyal to a fault. And it's actually got me in a lot of shit. Emmy did go live. I remember Emmy also went live when that shit came out about Miz. I remember that. My problem is, and probably for my career, it probably would have been better when one of my friends gets in shit that I just shut my mouth. But my problem is that the people who I love so much, I can't help but say, nah, bro, they're just not like that. And that's gotten me into a lot of shit. I'm not going to fucking lie. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's a real thing. But to be poised as a backstabber clout chaser, that's just fucking insane to me. I feel like if there's been one person who's kept more consistent with the relationships, it's me. And yeah, I'm doing a lot of fucking glazing, but the reality is, if me glazing is just saying the truth, okay, I got a huge cock. That don't mean that I'm glazing. I'm just letting you guys know that's how it is.
Because average, moderate, and reasonable people do not want to be gaslit into extremism. And so when I see people that are, you know, crashing out or getting really mad, the way that I usually approach that is I let them spin out. Go ahead, do it. And that's fine with me. You know, you just don't need to make calls for violence. I think that he acknowledged that. I'm glad that he did, and hopefully he doesn't do it again.
Yep. Dude, I don't want to say anything too crazy here, but I doubt somehow that they're going to tackle that. What are they going to do? Kill Rick Scott, dude? Are you kidding me?
Tell me that's not from his VOD yesterday. This was his VOD. Tell me that wasn't yesterday. Hold out. Let me just double check. 10-hour VOD. Okay. Thank God. If that was from yesterday's VOD, that would have been fucking psychotic. Anyways, this whole Asmongold v. Hasan shit is just exhausting. This shit is such a fucking mess.